everybody for your patience in waiting for us. We are going to go ahead and get started. We have 119 of 120 counties who have submitted their final forms. We're still waiting on a final form from Madison County, but we do not anticipate that it will impact the nomination for either the governor's race or the Commissioner of Agriculture race. I want to thank each and every one of you who have been here with us since early this morning. As the chief election official, we had over 15,000 precinct election officers that helped us actually conduct this election. And today, beginning at 9 a.m., we had 120 county boards of election that convened across the Commonwealth to recanvass the vote totals from our primary election. What we have seen so far to date is that there have been no substantial changes that will impact either the nominee for the Republican Party for governor or the nominee for the Republican Party for the Commissioner of Agriculture race. I have taken time prior to speaking with each and every one of you to actually call the candidates who I had spoken with prior to the recanvass this morning, as well as to our State Board of Election members, to make sure that they were aware of the results that we are making available to you. All of the results, specific county-by-county results, will be available on our website at elect.ky.gov. Also go to sos.ky.gov, and there you can see the changes. There were some minor changes, but as I said, none that are going to substantially impact the nominee for either the Republican Party for governor or the Republican nominee for the Commissioner of Agriculture race.
The gubernatorial race with 83 votes difference, what is the difference now?
We did not see any vote changes for either Jamie Comer or Matt Bevin. However, Hal Heiner in Fayette County did pick up 3 additional votes. In the Commissioner of Agriculture race, for instance, the changes that we saw there, Fayette County, both Richard Heath and Ryan Quarles picked up additional votes. Richard Heath, 1 vote, Ryan Quarles, 2 votes. In Lincoln County, Ryan Quarles, an additional vote. All of those changes, we believe, especially with the communication we've had directly with the clerk's office and the county boards of elections, are due to absentee totals.
So Bevin and Comer still have the same amount of votes?
We believe that the State Board of Elections will be certifying on June 8th the vote totals as you will see online today, and it will be Matt Bevin will be the nominee for the Republican Party of Kentucky.
Was it simply that those absentee votes had not been counted, or that they had been counted for another candidate?
I can't speak directly to the absentee totals other than the reasoning and rationale provided by the County Board of Elections, and specifically the county clerk, for the change in those votes. Several of them relate to military and overseas ballots, which were granted an extension of time in order to be received so that they could come back here given the delay in receipt of the ballot.
When you talked to Commissioner Comer, did he indicate whether or not he would be seeking a recount?
We did not delve into any discussion of further actions that Commissioner Comer or his campaign may or may not take. The deadline for any candidate or slate of candidates to seek a recount, which is a manual review of the absentee ballots as well as the ballots that are counted on election day. The deadline is tomorrow. It's a petition. It's not filed with the Office of Secretary of State, but rather an action wholly within the domain of the Franklin Circuit Court. So it would be filed with the Franklin Circuit Court.
So that's not something you'd be notified of?
We would be served. The State Board of Elections would be a defendant in the action. As chair of the State Board of Elections, I've already called for our June 8th meeting to certify the results, and all State Board of Election members are aware, and we will be certifying the results as you will see on our website today.
Is that the same deadline for an election contest as well?
It's actually an extended time period for that, but in terms of the deadlines that the candidates are facing, tomorrow, 4 p.m., that's the deadline to file a recount. But no indication from either campaign that they will or would not be pursuing that. It was simply to convey the results of a lot of hard work that has gone into not only conducting this election, but preserving and protecting the integrity of the process. And that is due to amazing staff that we have here at the State Board of Elections, as well as to the County Board of Elections that convened all across the Commonwealth.
Procedurally and time-wise, did this recanvass go about as you expected it to go?
As the chief election official, I could not be more pleased with the responsiveness within which my staff, as well as the County Board of Elections across the Commonwealth, operated today. This is not the first recanvass that we've had in the Office of Secretary of State, and as in the past recanvasses, it obviously did not change who the ultimate ultimate nominee is, that we will certify in June.
How much does it cost?
I don't have the estimate for you, but we'll be sure to provide that.
Is it minimal cost, you know? Is it pretty
Well, we're
expensive?
bringing together folks from all across the state, our county board of elections, and obviously today is a work day, but the financial impact, we'll be happy to assess those numbers. But this is, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what the job is of Secretary of State, of our county board of elections. It's to preserve and protect the integrity of our election, and there can be no cost that is greater than ensuring not only for the candidates that put their name on the ballot, but for the voters that go to the poll on election day, ensuring that the vote totals that we will certify are accurate, precise, and correct.
Commissioner Coleman goes forward and asks for the recount, any idea how much that would cost?
The only recounts that we have in previous history relate to, for instance, Stokes v. Ward, the case in Jefferson County. That was not a statewide recanvass, so it depends on the scope of which a recanvass would be requested, as well as the time frame, and if there's any movement of the election equipment or materials. It would all be within a judge's discretion, the ultimate bond that would be set. And oftentimes, I know I've been through with many of you, that's the reason why a candidate chooses to do a recanvass first before assessing the recount procedure, the cost involved.
Given the deadline tomorrow, the fact that you have to certify by June 8th, is there a set time frame within Kentucky law that a recount would have to begin and be completed in order for certification by June 8th, or is it just June 8th?
Well, obviously, it would be, if a recount is filed, a judge could order the State Board of Elections to halt our certification, but it would be within the judge's discretion to do that. But today, what we are seeing is that there have been no substantial changes after a review of the totals on the machines that would indicate a manual recount could possibly change the vote totals.
There were some folks getting busy signals, I think, and you'll have some difficulties in reaching some of the clerks. That to be expected, any difficulty with the phone system, or was that just kind of the cost of doing business when you're trying to get clear from 120 clerks in the space of about 4 or 5 hours?
Well, beginning at 9 a.m. this morning, that's when the recanvasses began, and immediately upon their completion, we had the county boards of elections faxing their results to us, emailing their results to us in scanned hard copy. And as I said, as the chief election official, I couldn't be more pleased with the responsiveness that my staff, as well as the county clerks and the county boards of elections across the Commonwealth, operated in order to conduct this canvass, and most importantly, protect the integrity of the process and make sure that the confidence is there for the voters as well as for the candidates on the ballot.
Speaking as a Democrat, how do you feel about Jack Holman's chances against Matt Bevin now that he's a step closer to being nominated?
Well, today we're here doing our job as Secretary of State, and obviously upon the certification and individuals becoming the nominee, there will be a time and a place for campaigning. And as I've said before, I'm honored to serve as Secretary of State. Today is a day where you take off that partisan hat. You're not a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. You're out there making sure that we are preserving and protecting the sanctity of the ballot box. A phrase I know you guys have heard me say before. It truly does matter, and that's the job that I've been honored to do, a job that we've done here today, and we'll have plenty of time for campaigning in the future. Any further questions, guys?
Any reports of irregularities at all coming in from any of the clerks today?
Our clerks met with the county boards of elections across the Commonwealth, and there were several that we did have to re-engage as a result of not final forms being submitted, but all have been so very responsive and importantly doing their job as we've been doing here in the Secretary of State's office. Thank you guys very, very much. Please look at our website. The final results, county by county, will be there for your all's review. sos.ky.gov. Any further questions that you have, please feel free to direct them to our office, and we will be as responsive as we can. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you all for your time today.
Thanks for the donut.